Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday morning and I thought it might be kind of fun to do a weekend vlog. Hopefully I will do better with this vlogging experience than I did with my last one, but we will see how that goes. I just kind of wanted to check in because we've got some stuff going on today. It's prom is tonight and I'm taking my kids to prom, so I'll get some pictures in there, and maybe if he'll let me, I'll even do a little bit of filming. But Saturday morning, I'm sitting here with my breakfast, which is basically bacon, egg, and cheese toast, but it's all vegan. So it's mushrooms, fake egg, fake cheese on sourdough toast. Yay! And I was thinking, you know what? I haven't talked about what I've been doing or I'm trying to start doing. So, this month is Asian History Month, and Read with Cindy is doing an Asian readathon. And I heard about it, and I've been talking to my friend Chris about it. I swear we always talk about each other in these videos because, well, basically we're attached at the hip even though we're like 3,000 miles apart. Oh God, it's gotta be more than that because I'm on the other side of the ocean. Whatever, very many miles apart. Anyways, so I was looking through all of the challenges, and one challenge is an Asian author, one challenge is a graphic novel, one challenge is somebody who is interdisectional, so LGBT or gender fluid or some sort of mental disorder, that kind of stuff. And then you have, oh, I can't remember, the group book, and there was like one more. I'll have to look it up in a second. But I started reading last night, and the book that I read is by an Asian author. It is an intersectional book, and it is a graphic novel. I was trying to pull the picture up for you guys so you could see it. I found it on Scribd. It was a PDF of The Prince and the Dressmaker, which the prince is gender fluid because he has his moments where he wants to be a boy, and then he has his moments where he wants to be a girl. And when he likes to be a girl, he likes to dress up in beautiful gowns. And so it's on the list as something that's intersectional. Oh, a translated novel, that's the other one. So this is on the list of intersectional. And then part of it was to read from different regions of Asia. So for every book you get, read from a different Asian perspective. I'm not sure how well I'm going to do with that part of it because I can finish off all of my challenges in 2 books. So one of them is this one that I already have finished, and the other one is Battle Royale, which I'm listening to on my audiobook because they don't have a Kindle version of it. And I ordered the book, but I don't think it's going to be here in time. And so I just started listening to it. I'm officially on chapter 1, even though I've listened to it for almost an hour because there was so much stuff at the beginning of the book. There was a chapter 0, there was a prologue, there was all this extra information. And my son sat with me while I was listening to all of it and was giving me some background information on it. All I know about Battle Royale is that it is a book based on like a death duel, and it's what Fortnite was made after, and there is mangas for it, and there's an actual book for it. It's translated, and it's Japanese. So far I have Chinese and Japanese that I'm working on. Okay. So that is Battle Royale. Ooh, you can see everything, my whole room. Look at that, my window and everything. Okay, so that's Battle Royale, and it is a translated fiction that will actually cover every single one of the prompts except for the group book, which I'm having a problem getting. I found the Kindle version on Overdrive, but there's a wait list for it, and they only have the audio version on Scribd, so I'm just kind of chilling and waiting to see which one of those pops up. And if I can't get either one, it's not a big deal. but I will go ahead and read other things. So I want to keep that in mind as the rest of the month progresses. So it's the 18th right now. So we only have like, what, less than 2 weeks left, like 12 days left before the end of the month. And I am going to keep it in mind. I'm going to see if I can read as diversely as possible. There is a graphic novel I want to read, and it's a Chinese-Japanese mixed writer, which I already have Chinese and Japanese, so that doesn't work for the extra one, but I do have a bunch of other things that I can read that will fall under a myriad of different authors. Some of them have different
Chapter 1.
That scared me. I can't remember what I was gonna say. It totally threw me off. I have them from all over Asia, so I don't think there's gonna be a problem with that portion of it. It just depends on what I want to read and what I can find, because I know I have quite a few different authors. I definitely have a decent number of Chinese and decent number of Japanese. I have a couple of Indian. I've got an Islamic. I think she's Islamic. Oh God, I'm terrible. I don't pay attention to my authors when I buy books. I will fully admit that I am terrible at this, but I also don't pay attention to the authors when I buy them. I just buy a book that sounds good. I don't care who writes it for the most part. I mean, I have some authors that I avoid. Melissa Dela Cruz is one of the authors that I avoid because every book that I read from her in the last 3 years, I've hated. I liked her like 10 years ago, but I don't like her anymore. And then I have other authors that I will immediately gravitate towards. Like I have every single one of V.E. Schwab's books. No, that's not right. I have almost every single one of V.E. Schwab's books, but I've never read one of them because she's such a huge personality. Whenever I see anything with her, like Instagram stories or interviews or anything on her, I think she's hilarious. And I bought all of her books and have not touched one of them. Sabatier, I say her name wrong. Saba's the same way. I think she is such a character that I bought her books and I haven't read them yet. But she does qualify for the Asian readathon, so maybe that will give me an excuse to pick that up. I'm still reading the Outlander series. I'm still reading Dragonfly and Amber. I am taking my sweet time on it though, because the books are huge, they're very dense, and sometimes I just need a break. So in the mail yesterday, I got 2 books from Thrift Books. One of them is a Helena Hunting book because I heard that her stuff was really good. I got a book from her in the Bay Crate box, and someone said that these ones were really good. They were like tattoo romances, and I was just like, okay, that sounds kind of interesting. I also got the 4th book in the Outlander series. This came in good quality, and besides this dinged up corner, it's actually really good. Thrift Books has been surprising me. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little update and try to do some recording of this weekend because it's kind of a big weekend for Tyler. So if nothing else, and the stuff and all the prom stuff doesn't make it onto the vlog, I still want to have some stuff for him as well as a bunch of pictures. I will put up a couple pictures as long as I get the okay from Ross and if his date. And if she says no, then I will leave her out of it and just put a couple pictures of him in, like while he's getting ready or something. But yeah, that's it for now. I don't have I do have a physical book. I'm reading The Dreaming Place by Charles DeLint, which does not fit into any of this stuff, but one of my friends, it's her favorite author in the entire world, and I told her that I hadn't read it yet. Well, apparently I have, because it's one of those books where I'm having deja vu the whole way through it. Like, oh, I remember reading this part. I can't remember what happens in the book, but I remember reading parts of it, and it's like really short. It's like 150 pages, and I'm already halfway through it. So I will finish that off, and then I will find something new to read. And I am going to try to be more mindful of picking out Asian authors, Because like I said, I just don't pay attention to who the authors are when I buy books. I buy them because they sound good. And so I know I have a myriad of different ethnicities on my shelves. But I don't buy books just because of the race of the author. I also don't buy books just because of if they have mental health issues or if they have different genders or sexualities. I don't buy books based on that stuff. I buy books based on what sounds interesting. And I'm just naive enough to assume that all books should have a multitude of races, ethnicities. It's the same thing. Why am I saying that? Genders and sexualities, as well as physical handicaps, mental handicaps, and like disordered thinking. Is that the way to put it? My brain's not working. I live in a family with anxiety and anger disorders and all sorts of stuff like that, depression issues, and I can't think what you call that stuff. But that's my family. But I'm naive enough to assume that because the world is such a colorful place and it's full of people of all different backgrounds and just uniqueness, that my books should be filled with them too. And they're often not, but I often don't go out of my way to find books that are, because I want a book to be an enjoyable story and be multifaceted, because that's what our world is, and it just seems like a duh thing for it to be that way. Okay, I'm rambling, and this is going to be difficult for me to piece together when I edit it, so I'm going to shut up now, and I will give you guys an update next time I finish a book, or I leave the house, or I have an interesting update, or I go digging through my unhaul pile, because the unhaul book I picked out, I've only read one chapter of, and I just don't think I can read that. I need to find something else. I'll have to go look through my closet and figure out what else I have. And then, yeah, I will update you guys later. Bye.
We are stalking the elusive bed monster. We have the stalker, and then we have the stalky.
And we poke it.
Poke the bed monster. Poke the bed monster. Oh, oh, it moved. Oh, it moved again. Oh no. What is this? Mr. Bed Monster. Oh, oh, Mr. Bed Monster. What is this? What is this? I feel a claw. Pushing Jenny. What do you think? What do you think, baby? Oh, oh, it's the bed monster. It's moving. Oh no, it's moving.
So I'm watching Reagan, and I have this ability to pause in really funny moments. No idea what my cat just knocked off. And I'm cleaning. As you can see, not very well. There's the bed monster. Hello, little monster. Little monster. Hello, baby. What you doing? You gonna go into the bed again? Find your spot? Yeah, find your spot. And there she goes. The elusive bed monster. Oh, it's now on top of the bed instead of under it. Oh, cat lovies. Hi guys. It is 1:30, and I figured I would give you guys a little bit of a update to what I've been doing. I have not read anything. I have been on this YouTube cleaning binge, and apparently when my husband leaves for long periods of time, like on deployment like he is right now, I'll even do it to a minor extent when he's gone for a week or two, but I do it more so when he's gone a lot. And I've been cleaning all morning, and my room is actually looking pretty decent. Probably the most decent that it's looked in a while. I missed a spot when I was sweeping. I swept everything in my entire room. I still need to mop because there's like little sticker residue from stickers that keep getting stuck to the floor. So I need to mop still, but yeah, my room is mostly clean. I have a couple other little places to organize, but I figured I would just give you guys a little run through really quick of what I've been doing today and ignoring the areas that I have not touched. Bookshelf I didn't do anything with. I organized those a while ago and I can show you guys more of those later. And then this chair has been ignored. But the rest of this is my little filming area when I do my Plan With Me's. And my other bookshelf, this little box is all my giveaway stuff. But I cleaned up. I still have a pillow under there and a cat just stole my spot. I moved for 2 seconds. But it's mostly cleaned up and I've got a little pile of donations over there and you can see the top of my dresser now. This is like my TBR cart need. I want a TBR cart so bad. And this is why, because all the books that I'm either in progress to, want to read soon, all that stuff, it just shows right there. So definitely still have more work to do, but it is better than it was and I'm happy about that. My mail should be here soon and I just got my bake crate yesterday. I need to film that sometime in the near future. I also need to clean off my nightstand because I'm not showing you that. It's bad. And if you saw it in the background, which I don't know yet because I have not exactly positive if I managed to avoid that or not, but my room's mostly clean and that makes me happy. I just need to do some mopping and then I need to clean up my table a little bit and my chair, my nightstand, just a couple little things here and there. I'm going to avoid my husband's desk like the plague because that is not my territory. My desk is mostly clean. It just needs to be, it's right there. It just needs to be dusted. I need to figure out a good way to dust little areas. Like under my desk, there's a little ledge and on the ledge is where we keep the outlet to plug everything in. And it's all dusty in the cracks and crevices and I'm trying to get out of there. But I can't find anything, so I like need a little dust buster or something. A crevice dust buster. But yeah, I have not read anything today. I listened to a bunch of Harry Potter this morning while I was getting ready, while I was making my breakfast and stuff. But yeah, since then I have not eaten because my breakfast was oddly huge. And I also have not done anything other reading. But I figured I would give you an update because I'm trying to be better with this vlogging stuff. I'm taking Elise to soccer practice in like an hour or two. I think she said she'd be there at 3:30 and it's right down the street from our house. And then shortly after that, Tyler will be getting ready for prom and Tyler and Ross both gave me the go ahead to film a little bit and could put a couple pictures up for you guys. And so we will be doing that tonight. All right, I'll talk to you guys when I've done something else. Bye.
I liked it. What is your name? She asked when they lay still on a bed of anemones.
So this is my salad and I got it from Kate Flowers. It's her broccoli slaw. I am not a person that likes raw broccoli and I'm also not a person that likes fruit in my salads. But holy crap, if this salad is not amazing. I think she's got a video for it and while I'm editing I'll see if I can find it and put it in for you so you can try it too because it is amazing. I bought her ebook just recently and this is the first thing I've tried out of it and I loved it, so I'm looking forward to trying more stuff. Obviously my cat is tasting things. I just started the audiobook for the group read because I couldn't get a physical copy of it and I love this narrator. And yes, I'm a holist. I listen to it almost one. I listen to it at 1.2 usually. But yeah, it's lunchtime. Okay, so I ate most of my salad and I put too much dressing on it. So last night we made the dressing, but we wanted just a little bit extra, so we made a little more. And so we had a little bit left over. I'm thinking, oh, that'll be perfect for one more salad. No, it's too much. And the salad was too big, so I had to give some of it to my son. But dang, it's not good. It's so good. Anyways, I also finished the first story in the 1,000 Beginnings and Endings. The first book in 1,000 Beginnings and Endings is The Forbidden Fruit by Rashani Chachki. And it's a Filipino folklore about this mountain woman and how you never want to take things from this mountain and why. It was really pretty. It was very lyrical, it was very much a poem, and it was very pretty. So if this is how the book is starting out, I'm gonna like it. I also got some book mail, which I bought a while ago. And they're all starting to come in finally. So, saw earlier that I got a Helena Hunting book. This is the second one to that series. So, I want to try reading this soon because the idea of tattoo guys is nice to me. Try not to smile too big because I feel like there's broccoli in my teeth. So I will go take care of that and I will come give you more updates later. Bye. You guys ready? Wow, the lighting here sucks. Okay, that's not gonna work.
Turn on the lights.
Now.
See?
Yes, the very sophisticated. Aw, ready for prom?
Yay.
Yay. You guys are so cute. Okay. Is it being cool? As you fall over.
That's prom photos. Just falling.
Good morning, guys. It is Sunday morning. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. I've had kind of a productive morning as far as some reading-ish stuff goes. My cats have been little poops and seem to think that just because I usually get up between 5:30 and 6, that I should always get up between 5:30 and 6. So yesterday they woke me up at 5:40 in the morning, and this morning it was by 6:30 they had me awake. They've been trying to wake me up for a little while, but I was trying to ignore them and still sleep through it. I gave up at 6:30 because they were being obnoxious. So I did a little bit of reading this morning, not a lot of reading this morning. I laid in bed and listened to the end of Harry Potter. I sleep to audiobooks. So when I go to lay down at night to get ready to go to sleep, I turn the audiobook on, I set a sleep timer, and I go to sleep. And lately I've been sleeping until right before my sleep timer goes off. And I'm getting about half an hour or so done at night. And then when the early wee morning hours, when I don't want to actually face the world yet, I'll turn it back on sometimes. I did that yesterday and I did that today. And because of those, I was able to finish off Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. And I was watching a little bit of YouTube, and one of the girls I was watching, she mentioned that when she doesn't know what to read next, sometimes she'll go to her library and her library app and try to poke around and see what's in there. So I opened my library app and See Prayer popped up, and I'll put a little picture for you guys. And it was a read along. I thought, oh, this is cute. I know it's kind of in a child's book format, but it's not really a child's book content. Or at least that's what Kayla from Books and Lala said when she read it to her son. And so I went ahead and I checked it out from the library, and it's a read along. So it'll show you the pictures and then it will narrate them for you, and it like lights them up red so you can like read along with them. It took me maybe 10 minutes to read the whole book. And so as far as an Asian readathon goes, it's an Afghani author. So that marks another area of Asia off. But it's so much more than that. I mean, that was just, I was thinking, oh, I've heard about this. This sounds good, and it falls into my readathon. So why not try it? Oh my goodness. So I immediately, after I finished it, I bought it from Barnes & Noble. It was really short, but it was beautiful. And I think doing the read along feature really added something to it because it was a poem, basically. It was a short story is what it says, and it kind of looks like the format of a children's book. But I don't know how to describe it. It was beautiful. It was about this, it's a true story about a little boy who died as a refugee trying to get to England. And it is like a poem to this little boy about how much they wished that he was old enough to remember the cottage where he was born, and to remember the fields. And it was a prayer to the sea because he died at sea. Oh, okay, gonna start crying now. And he was just a little boy, like 3 years old. And there's a little thing at the end of it talking about the little boy, and it's very short, but the pictures are beautiful, and the poem itself is beautiful. And I think that doing the read-along feature was probably the best thing that I could have done for it, because it brought it to life more. And this is going to be one of those books that I'm going to thrust into people's hands and say, just read it, because it's too beautiful not to. It's heart-wrenching because it's not just one little boy that's died, it's lots. And just because most of us live in countries that aren't constantly at war, we may have problems. I guarantee you, we all have problems. But in the grand scheme of things, a lot of our problems don't mean crap compared to some people's. Some people who are from war-torn areas, and they are constantly in danger. And you look at America and you look at the politics, and you hear all the people constantly complaining about how hard their life is because they don't have this or they don't have that. It's a lot of material stuff, it's political stuff, and yes, it is important stuff. The material stuff most of the time is not, but sometimes it is. Sometimes the material stuff is very important, whether it's clean water or women's rights or a myriad of other things, people, homelessness and poverty and violence, and especially in the States. Yes, that stuff is important. Yes, that stuff makes our lives hard, but we're not constantly worried about death. We're not worried about our children dying. Yes, there is violence. Yes, death does happen, but not on a grand scale. We are not trying to run away from our country because our country is full of death, and that our options as a country are to die, submit, and let our children go off to war. Because some of these areas have kids that are just little kids. We're talking like 5, 6, 7-year-olds who are out there carrying guns and bombs and all sorts of crap for all the war-torn areas, and we don't have to worry about that stuff. I mean, we do have violence, we do have issues, not on that scale. And it really kind of puts into perspective what it's like. I mean, I've never been to an area like that. I mean, I've been to first world countries and second world countries, but I've never been to war-torn countries. I know my husband has. The joys of being in the military. But even he was more protected than some of these children are. And I think that's the true injustice of all of it. Okay. So, this beautiful book aside, and my sadness over what these poor children have to deal with. It's Sunday. Prom was last night. It was a little bit of a mess up. I ended up having to go get the kids early because there was just too much stimulation and too many crappy people and bad music, and they needed to leave early. So I got to spend, and then they forgot things at the prom, so I ended up spending the better part of an hour last night between 10:30 and 11:30 driving around the city, picking people up, dropping people off, picking up the leftover things and bringing them all home. And then I didn't get to fall asleep until after midnight because I needed to wind down from all the running around we did. and my cats decided, you know, 6:30 is plenty long enough for you to sleep in. So I am awake. I want to get some more actual reading done though. I want to finish The Dreaming Place so I can mark it off. I'm almost done with it anyways. And then I need to go hunt for a new book. I listened to a little bit more of Battle Royale last night, and it's really interesting. And me and Caleb had this huge discussion of between Hunger Games and Battle Royale and Lord of the Flies and all of these really strange kids murdering kids books. I'm right at the point in Battle Royale. I'm like at chapter 4. So I understand some of the history now. I've gotten some back information, and I've met all the students, and now they are trapped in a classroom with a couple of people that are explaining to them that they have been chosen to die. I didn't know much about Battle Royale, and I've heard a bunch of stuff about how it's just like Hunger Games, and how Hunger Games ripped off Battle Royale, and I don't know if that's true or not, but Battle Royale was published in '99 and was translated into English in 2004, and Hunger Games was published in 2008, so there might be some truth to it, but I have no idea. But so far we know that it's the government who is collecting children. They do 50 classes. Each class has about 40 kids in it, and so it's kind of those kill or be killed type of situations, and only one can win. And so they basically murder 1,950 kids every year because one kid has to live. And so out of the 2,000-ish kids that they put through this, they always do it for, we figured it was the 9th grade because it's, tell me if I'm wrong for anybody who's from an Asian country, or we were kind of going off of what England does. If it's year 4, we figured out that it's probably 9th grade. They're all about 15. So you're basically destroying 2,000 lives in one fell swoop, and each class has, each school can get picked like every other year or so, and there's 4 classes. And then the way that Caleb explained it to me was that this is the B average class. So that you have a group of kids that are A average kids, a group of kids that are B average kids, and so on. And so this was year 4 class B. And Caleb told me that year 4 class B means that this is the 9th grade group that has about a B average. And so they just got randomly picked, and now they're getting ready to start battling for their lives. And it's kind of an intense book, but it's making me and Caleb talk about it a lot, which is kind of interesting. And he talked about Lord of the Flies, which I've never read, but he had a big class discussion on, so it's been interesting. This is definitely a worthwhile readathon, just to get me to read books a little out of my comfort zone and make us stop and think. All right, so I've been babbling on for several minutes now, and my battery is now blinking at me, so it's gonna cut me off any minute. So I'm gonna go charge batteries. And hi guys, I just realized I never closed out last week's weekend reading vlog, and I'm almost done with all my editing for it, so that will go up probably today. But I never closed it out because I never finished off the weekend, because I read that story, the Sea Prayer, and then I never did anything else. So I didn't get anything else done that weekend, or last weekend, that day, whatever. I didn't get anything else read. So I just wanted to come on really quick and say goodbye, and I will see you again soon.